Hanukkah teaches us that there must be a connection between the light and the darkness. That it could be that what seems to us as darkness is the light of faith, and what seems as light is a small spark that shines in the ego and the will to receive, that sustains it in order for us to be able to overcome it.
It is known that the candles cannot burn until three conditions are met. 1. The candle, which is the vessel in which the oil is placed. 2. The oil. 3. The wick. And when those three are brought together, we can enjoy their light. We should interpret the three above discernments in the work and ethics. The kli, the vessel where the oil and the wick are placed, is the body, called a candle. In the labor in Torah and Mitzvot, one feels contrast in his providence concerning things that are not revealed to him, namely that the guidance of the world is in benevolence. According to man's view, the Creator should have guided the world differently, meaning that his goodness would be revealed to all. Thus, it contradicts man's reason. This is called a ptila, wick, from the word ptaltul, winding, and from the word psula, flawed, since it is flawed to think such thoughts. The clarity and awakening that bring one to crave Torah and mitzvot, and to feel the sweetness and pleasantness in Torah and work are called oil. If one of them is missing, it is impossible to enjoy their light. Likewise, when the body consists of labor and clarity, one is rewarded with attaining the light of the Creator, which emerges specifically through the two of them. And just as there is nothing to illuminate once the oil and wick have burned out, and it becomes dark, once the labor and clarity are over, he has no light and it becomes dark for him once more. If he wishes to obtain more light, he must try to find more labor, called wick, and more clarity, called oil, since the light has nothing through which to seep and hold. The reason for this is that there is a rule. The reward is according to the effort. The clarity, called oil, comes mainly through faith, which is one's prevailing over the evil inclination that brings one to exertions and contradictions to the external intellect. This is called tests in the work of the Creator. After prevailing over it, one is rewarded with receiving the light of the Creator that illuminates the man's soul, and then there is no more room for contradictions. This is called the light of Hanukkah. That is, he is rewarded with open providence, that his guidance is benevolent to his creations.
Meaning, we shouldn't be afraid or alarmed of the contradictions, that it isn't organized correctly in our brain, that maybe it's not so pleasant for our feelings. We specifically need to see how these contradictions all grow. Don't be afraid of them. Not confusion in our minds or unpleasantness in our feelings, but specifically when they grow naturally, the more the better. The main thing for me is to implement what I'm supposed to, meaning to try and enter the connection. And if, according to my exerting to connect, I see even more of a contradiction, more things that are flawed, more darkness, I'm not afraid of that because I don't put a condition to my work that'll be pleasant and quick. If I try to do that, then I reach a state that the gap between the darkness and the light in feelings and darkness and light in my mind becomes so big that I've reached the correct preparation of my exertion, and then the darkness and light start to help each other. The advantage of light through the darkness. And it ignites. It starts igniting. And that's how we need to work. Obviously, a person runs away and he forgets and he can't, meaning whether he's aware or not, he distances himself from putting himself in all kinds of states that are contradicting or unpleasant, of an emotional and intellectual split. But does the group help with its external pressure upon him? So he feels the support. He feels he must be in this battle. And through pride, through even from the ego, for now it's his will to receive and control of him, he keeps going. That's why it's called help against him, until he reaches a state where the light and darkness reach such a contradiction between them that fire goes between them, and together they start participating with the oil, the wick, and the candle.